Hi folks, Ted the GoDM here. I thought today we could talk about the monetization plans for Dungeons & Dragons and some of the missteps that Wizards of the Coast has had over the past couple of weeks. A couple of weeks ago, I posted a video about Wizards of the Coast seeing President Cynthia Williams, as well as the Executive Director for Dungeons & Dragons, Kyle Brink, leave the company. Funny story. I wrote, shot, edited, and uploaded the video, and the same day Wizards of the Coast announced the new president. I'll talk about that in a little bit. Now, I had hoped that Wizards of the Coast would choose someone with more grounded roots in D&D, and unfortunately I was pretty wrong. Let's get on with that topic for today, shall we? Wizards of the Coast announced their new president, John Haidt. He is a gamer, but not of RPGs. His official title is President of Wizards of the Coast and Digital Gaming. Haidt previously served as Senior Vice President and General Manager of the Warcraft franchise at Blizzard Entertainment, overseeing development of the commercial activities for World of Warcraft, Hearthstone, and Warcraft Rumble. Now, as Wizards of the Coast President, Haidt will oversee Hasbro's network of gaming studios and digital licensing agreements, as well as lead the strategies for the company's Magic the Gathering and Dungeons & Dragons units. Now, Chris Cox said, "I admire John's career focus on fostering community. He is a true embodiment of our mission to bring people together to play. John's love of D&D and Magic the Gathering, combined with his leadership in video games, will be crucial as we expand our digital offerings to deliver what fans crave." Now, this ties into an earnings call a few weeks back where Chris Cox stated, "We're going all in on becoming a digital play company. I think our capital envelope is $250 million a year. About half that is going into digital games." Now, this is not all D&D. This is other IPs such as Monopoly Go, which has been very, very successful for Hasbro. But you can believe that the investment Wizards of the Coast has put into the design of their VTT means they'll be looking to recoup that investment as quickly as possible. After all, as a publicly traded company, they have the legal obligation from directors to maximize profit. Now, the one thing that John Haidt knows is monetization. So WoW started as a subscription-based model, and many people have copied that. But they're also known for their microtransactions within the game, and that netted Blizzard $686.7 million in revenue for 2023. And you know that the C-suite at Hasbro sees those juicy numbers and are hoping for similar styles of returns, albeit within the scope of a VTT and other things they can do, not an MMO. Now, D&D Beyond is a subscription service, especially for a DM. It is $55 US per year, and by accounts that will include access to the VTT. Now, unfortunately, we have no information as to exactly what part of the VTT DMs will access for free. We do know that all your books that you have on D&D Beyond are supposed to be supported, as well as the characters built on the platform tie into the VTT. So after that, well, be prepared for a few things. Likely a premium tier for DMs to access more things such as homebrew maps and specific 3D sculpts. And we know that because of the DLC style content chart of pre-orders for D&D 2024 books on D&D Beyond. We see on the far column the exclusives based on tier you purchase, including at the top level, the Gold Dragon Digital Mini and Digital Art Book. Now, if they're adding this to a specific tier, they must have some cost associated with them after launch. This means things such as dice skins, importing of 3D models for characters, likely spell effects and more, will be paid either through a higher tier subscription or piecemeal. Now, why would I say this? Well, in July of this year, Wizards of the Coast posted a job for a monetization director. Now, within that job description, it states, as a monetization designer on Dungeons & Dragons Digital, you will play a key role in driving revenue growth through your expertise in product pricing, content oversight, and product analytics. You'll collaborate with cross-functional teams to develop and implement monetizations that optimize player engagement and satisfaction while achieving business objectives. Under the what you'll do, work collaboratively with game designers, product managers, and data analysts to ensure flawless execution of monetization strategies. Create compelling offers and products that enhance the player's experience in collaboration with the design and art creatives. Store product listing, planning, entry, and data management. Analysis to define and optimize product line, pricing models, and their impact on player behavior and revenue. So now under what you bring, it says a proven track record of designing and implementing successful monetization systems in the gaming industry, comprehensive understanding of current trends and effective strategies in game monetization, encompassing various pricing models, in-app purchases, and subscription services. Now, in-app purchases and subscription services, if that does not set off some alarm bells, I'm not sure what can. What I see in the near future is that D&D will release a lot of online-only content in the form of adventures that are linked specifically to their VTT. Now, you'll likely not see these on other platforms unless a DM ports them over. Wizards of the Coast will likely release a book or two per year in hardcover, but that will likely slow down if the digital play revenue starts to eclipse the book sales. And currently they're about 50-50. Now, Fantasy Grounds, where I run all my games, had an initial cost of, I want to say it was 150 US back in the day for the Ultimate Edition. That was a single fee and it didn't have to pay any more. Now that cost has dropped dramatically. I believe the Ultimate Edition is now only $50, but there are add-ons such as dice skin, modules, books, adventures, and more. They have an art subscription as well as other things. Now I have spent a lot of money on Fantasy Grounds over the years, like hundreds of dollars for automations, dice skins, books, etc. Foundry has a cost of $50 for the GM. And then again, you can purchase things such as adventures, spell effects, and that is the thing an established game master will have to weigh. If you are like me and are already heavily invested into a VTT, do you even want to switch? What would the cost be to you? Now, the 3 core rule books, and I highly doubt the 2014 versions will tie into the new VTT without an additional cost. They will run you about $100 US for the digital on D&D Beyond. And remember, you don't technically own them. You do not get a PDF. If Wizards of the Coast ever shuts down their service, there goes your books. Plus, you need a master tier on D&D Beyond, so an additional $55 per year. And again, I would not be surprised at all if there's another tier added at or closely after launch of the VTT that is $75 or more for higher level access to the VTT. Now, you can pre-order the entire DLC or the bundle for $180 US, which gives you early access to the player's handbooks by 2 weeks, which is kind of hilarious as they were selling the player's handbooks at Gen Con on August 1st. And to me, they should have just released the PHB to paid pre-orders at that time. And the kicker that you as a game master will have to really, really think about. The D&D VTT is only that. It is only for Dungeons and Dragons, nothing else. Where Fantasy Grounds, Foundry, and others support so many more games, with more being added in, such as DC-20. So do you want to pay so much money for a single system? Most core games that have their information put out through the OGL, Creative Commons, or the ORC have free versions on Fantasy Grounds and Foundry. Now, I would assume on other VTTs as well, but as I've not used them, I don't want to misspeak about them. The last thing you need to think about is that WotC has not yet released the specs required to even run the VTT. And by all accounts, it will not be a web-based like Foundry. It'll be more like an installation like Fantasy Grounds. At some point, Wizards of the Coast will have to release all this information, and I can see a very early 2025 launch, likely once the Monster Manual is out in February. Now, the systems that they were using to showcase the VTT were top-line Alienware laptops. And with the VTT being built in Unreal Engine, I can see the specs being comparable to a high-end video game. And this VTT will be a make or break for Wizards of the Coast. They're feverishly working on licensing the IP out to other companies in hopes of securing another Baldur's Gate 3 windfall. But that game was likely a once-in-a-lifetime gem that did take 6 years for Larian Studios to complete. Wizards of the Coast does not have that long to start seeing returns on the digital leap. Now, although it is going to look near video game quality, I would assume that most game masters who already have sunk a lot of money and time into learning their VTT of choice will not be really swayed too much to jump ship and pick up the costs again. That's something you're going to have to decide on your own if you're still a DM for Dungeons and Dragons, is if that cost is worth the movement. But enough about the monetization rant. Wizards has a big mess to clean up again. So a few weeks ago, the embargo was lifted to YouTubers and those that had early PDF copies of the player's handbook. And they were able to start showing it off, reviewing it, trashing it, praising it, all that stuff. At least that's what they thought. Now, there was some mass confusion as to what they could show on camera, what they could talk about, and even the date they could upload their videos. Hasbro was not in sync with Wizards.
I feel shocked.
And that led to C&Ds, a cease and desist, or takedowns, and even a copyright strike against a YouTuber. Fortunately, the copyright strike was reversed by Wizards of the Coast, but it is so serious that it rattled a ton of creators. Now, for those unfamiliar with a copyright strike, if a YouTube channel gets 3 of them, YouTube removes your channel permanently. Like, that is beyond serious. That is literally people's livelihoods. It is not an action to be taken lightly and without sending it an email to the people involved in the company to ensure that's what steps should be taken, or at least to the creator themselves to verify what's going on.
You're an idiot.
It's like sending basically a digital version of the Pinkertons.
No. He's got a point.
It is very, very heavy-handed legal tactic. So at any rate, Hasbro has these videos from creators such as Jordan, the PH is Silent, D&D Shorts, and others taken down. Now, others like Professor Dungeon Master are going out of their way to blur the pages from their videos and making sure viewers know exactly why they have to. Now, I've seen even more recently in the past week, YouTubers were posting titles such as the uncensored page flip through or the unredacted view, because there's so much confusion out there as to which videos will show the actual book and which ones will not.
I'm so confused.
And this is not good for a company with so many missteps over the past 18 years.
We fucked up.
Again, just another day at Hasbro where they try to do something positive and end up pissing off the community.
But why?
And the stupid thing here is that the books were already sold at Gen Con the day those videos went up. The Motley Fool reports that they sold 3,000 copies at the convention. So the books are already out there. Not sure why Wizards of the Coast and Hasbro are trying to protect it. I know that people have already created PDFs and have them out there in the aether of the interwebs. So why go after the folks that are helping to promote it for free?
Are you such a dick?
You know, but why was Wizards of the Coast not in sync with their legal department is just inconceivable. Oh, and on the topic of paid sponsorships, if a YouTuber is paid for their video, so what? They must announce it on their YouTube. There's a checkbox you must click on your video that states that you are sponsored, even if it's not the actual company that you were reviewing. You know, let them make their money. If you don't want to support them and the products they are pushing, don't click on the video. Don't subscribe. Don't leave a comment. Just, you know, don't be a dick. That's the biggest thing. For me, this is another reason to play other games. I hear that Fantasy Grounds already has the Brandon Sanderson Cosmo RPG playtest available for free on their platform. And the second edition playtest of Starfinder is also free on the Paizo website and available on Fantasy Grounds as well.
Damn.
It's ours now.
Oh well, that's it for me today, and I will see you all in the next video. If you're enjoying my content and want to see more, please remember to hit the like and subscribe button. Ring that bell for new notifications and leave a comment below or just your favorite emoji and hit share to help this video in the infamous YouTube algorithms. Perhaps join my Patreon or hit the YouTube membership. Both provide exclusive channels in my Discord, among other perks. But in the meantime and in between time, may all your games be full of myth, mirth, and magic. Bye for now.